I was actually furious that Harry and Meghan, once they knew that she really was genuinely ill, sent a message that said, "Oh, Kate, we hope you're soon okay. Best wishes." And they knew, and they know that she doesn't like being called Kate. She likes being called Catherine. So this was their way of actually putting a knife in, no cunningness. And I was furious with that.
Angela Levin, Happy New Year. How are you?
Yes, fine, thank you. Happy New Year to you. I hope it's a good one.
Yes, well, I don't think it can really be much worse than
Yeah,
2024 in a lot of ways, right?
exactly, exactly.
Well, look, I'm really excited about this. 2024 has been quite a shocking year to the royal family in so many ways. And we're going to kick off today by unveiling Angela Levin's most shocking royal moment of 2024. And it was, of course, the double cancer blow when we learned that King Charles had been diagnosed with cancer after a routine operation, but within weeks, so too had Catherine, the Princess of Wales. Let's take a look at how the news was broken to the world.
Breaking news from Buckingham Palace, which has announced that the King has been diagnosed with cancer. Let me bring you that statement from Buckingham Palace in full. During the King's recent hospital procedure for benign prostate enlargement, a separate issue of concern was noted. Subsequent diagnostic tests have identified a form of cancer. His Majesty has today commenced a schedule of regular treatments, during which time he's been advised by doctors to postpone public-facing duties.
I wanted to take this opportunity to say thank you personally for all the wonderful messages of support and for your understanding whilst I've been recovering from surgery. It has been an incredibly tough couple of months for our entire family, but I've had a fantastic medical team who have taken great care of me, for which I'm so grateful. In January, I underwent major abdominal surgery in London, and at the time, it was thought that my condition was non-cancerous. The surgery was successful. However, tests after the operation found cancer had been present. My medical team therefore advised that I should undergo a course of preventative chemotherapy, and I'm now in the early stages of that treatment.
Angela Levin, it just gives you chills, doesn't it? One of those moments in your life, I think you'll always remember where you were when you heard that news. And it's so important, isn't it, Angela, to contextualize the fact that poor Catherine was effectively bullied in to that announcement after the Sussex Squad, people like Stephen Colbert, allies of Harry and Meghan, had been utterly, despicably hounding her for weeks, spreading the most vile rumours when in fact she was undergoing chemotherapy.
Yes, I mean, the whole thing was just terrible. I'm very fond of the King, and I know that he's waited so many years before he could become king, but he didn't want to sort of try and say, well, he wished his mother wasn't there because he loved his mother too, wanted to please her. So, you know, so soon after he took the crown, he was ill. And, you know, my mind always rushes for things like that. You know, someone of his age, it can be very dangerous indeed. And obviously take him away from us very quickly. And I couldn't bear the thought, actually. And then to have this heartbreaking speech by our lovely, beautiful future queen, I just couldn't cope with it. It really made me feel extremely down for a very long time, because I thought, here is this wonderful person who's young, who is so marvelous with her husband, is obviously a good mother. You can always tell when children want to rush around her and be with her and not rush to the nanny. And that she was obviously very seriously ill. And I just thought it was terrible. And the fact then, when you really know, when you hear that people were saying, oh, we saw her walking somewhere, but actually it wasn't her. She was one of these AI bodies, and that she was just lazy and she was just awkward. When she's worked incredibly hard, never put a foot wrong. It's a standard thing that most of us say about her. And the spitefulness that was coming. And I was actually furious that Harry and Meghan, once they knew that she really was genuinely ill, sent a message that said, oh, Kate, we hope you're soon okay. Best wishes. And they knew, and they know that she doesn't like being called Kate. She likes being called Catherine. So this was their way of actually putting a knife in, no cunningness. And I was furious with that. And most of us felt too dreadful when you could see how pale she looked, and that it was such a brave speech to make. And um, after that, people left off a bit, but other people, I won't name them, would say, well, I've got a brother who's had cancer and he got back very quickly, and he also worked at the same time. Why couldn't she? The intrusion and the callousness was absolutely shocking. I mean, she's remarkable. She does what is her best for the country. So why someone should try and knock her down when she felt ill? I hope at that time she wasn't reading anything or hearing anything that actually made her feel unhappy.
The problem is, Angela, you just couldn't avoid it. I hope so too, but it was everywhere. And this went into the mainstream. It was the first example, Angela, I feel, of the Sussex squad really being able to drive the agenda, because you'll remember Stephen Colbert, the US chat show host, who is closely allied with Prince Harry and Meghan Markle. It was the show that Harry decided to promote his autobiography Spare on in the US. He works for CBS. Even decided to broadcast those rumors about Prince William's former friend at a time when Catherine was going through that. It was just so grim. And I'm sorry, Angela, I don't believe that he would have done that without checking with Harry and Meghan in some way.
Well, whether he did or whether he didn't, it was a disgusting thing to do. And I think it doesn't matter if he asked or not, because Harry and Meghan have got a high number of appalling things that they say and do, and so evil nowadays. I had hoped that Harry would actually pull himself together and actually stop being so vile, but I've given up on that. It's a great shame. He's changed. And I think that anybody who would accept that sort of information is as bad as the people who would have given them.
Well, indeed. And the thing is, Angela, this was, there were lots of warning signs as to why these people shouldn't have spread the unsubstantiated rumors. I remember going on the Megyn Kelly show, because Outspoken hadn't launched at that point, Angela, and I said, hold up, everyone, she is incredibly unwell. Now, I wasn't going to reveal any personal health information, of course I wouldn't, but it just was so necessary to balance up the rumors, because everyone was getting off on them, thinking there was something wrong in the marriage, thinking that Catherine was dead. Oh, it was a really awful period, actually. And it shows you, Angela, the power of the Sussex squad. And I've been reporting on the Sussex squad all year long, because they are the biggest gang of internet trolls in the history of the online world. And what they did to Catherine was unforgivable.
Well, there's two things there, really, isn't it? That's one of the many reasons that William doesn't want them over, certainly not Harry,
Yes.
and wouldn't let them come anywhere near his children or near his wife. So one can easily understand that. The other point, which I think is really important, is that we all feel that anyone who likes the monarchy feels that we're part of their family. We see children growing up, we see weddings, we see lovely occasions, we see their tragedy when they're not well, and we are part of them. I remember with the Queen when it was COVID, and I was feeling desperate about it because I couldn't go out, I couldn't do anything. It was really horrible. And then the Queen came on and said, don't worry, we'll be all right. Everything will be okay. We've had difficulties before. Things will come in good time. And I felt much better about that. That's quite a hard one, though. You just changed my view very quickly. And I thought, well, we really needed the Queen, and she was there for us. And I think that is what happens now with the royal family. We need them, and they come to us, and they're very popular. And all those people who want to try and pull them down are getting nowhere. I'm pleased to
Beautifully
say.
put. Beautifully put. Angela, after kicking off with something a bit sad, why don't we move on to your best royal moment of the year? And this was actually part of a spectacular day where Catherine emerged at Trooping the
It's
Colour.
time.
But you have decided to go with a young Prince Louis stealing the show. And before I get your reaction, Angela, should we have a little look at some of the video of him on that day? But first, if you want to look sharp for all of these New Year gatherings, check out the latest masterpiece from Manscaped, the Chairman Pro Electric Foil Shaver. Now, trust me, it's like so beautiful on your face. I use it and it guides you to a smooth, irritation-free shave. Let me show you the goods. The Chairman Pro is armed with not one, but two interchangeable skin-safe blade heads. Think of them as your grooming superheroes. The skin-safe 4-blade foil for when you want that baby's bottom smooth, and the skin-safe stubble trimmer for when you want to keep some stubble but clean it up a bit. Both keep you looking sharp while minimizing razor burn and irritation, because nobody wants to show up to your party looking like you lost a fight. But wait, there's more. The Chairman Pro has Flex Adjust technology, which is a bit of a miracle of shaving. Actually, the blades and pivoting head adjust to every curve of your face and are gentle on the neck area, so you can go ahead and kiss that awkward jawline patch goodbye. If you want even more precision, on the right side of the bracket, I find this personally very, very helpful. There's a precision lock. So when you lock it, the blade head sits firm so you can achieve a more precise shave for the particular areas that you want to get to. Here's something that will make your grooming routine even easier too. The Chairman Pro waterproof, so you can use it right in the shower. And the waterproof feature doesn't just make shaving easier, it also simplifies cleanup too. Just a quick rinse under the sink and you're all set. The Chairman Pro isn't just for daily shaves either. It's powerful enough if you want to tackle 5-day growth, making it perfect whether you're shaving every day or just tidying up after a few days. And with up to 75 minutes of runtime on a single charge, you'll have plenty of juice to go. It even has a travel lock too. This is great because you know how annoying it is when your shaver turns on in your bag and it runs out of all the battery. And this is something that I find incredibly helpful. An LED spotlight so you can see every detail, ensuring nothing gets missed. So get the Chairman Pro today and experience a shave that is as smooth as you deserve. Head on over to www.manscaped.com. Join the over 11 million men worldwide who trust Manscaped by using the code Outspoken for free shipping and 20% off. So that's manscaped.com using the code Outspoken. But now, back to the show.
F Company Scots Guards. So we're enjoying boogieing along to that.
Oh, Angela, he's brilliant.
It's it's wonderful, isn't it? I mean, he's an absolutely gorgeous boy. But he was bored initially, and that's all right. He's 6, there's no reason why he shouldn't be. But anyone who's bored on the balcony, makes their face go straight and they don't show it. But he wasn't one of those, and he did that. And I think he stole the show because he's doing his side to side to go with the royal band. And his mother, Catherine, who was right behind him, didn't do anything, didn't say anything, didn't bend over, nothing. But Princess Charlotte, age 9, didn't approve of it. And when it was time for the national anthem, she sort of stood up herself first and then got him to stiffen his arms so that they were straight and he was standing up straight. And I thought, here's a little mother already. She's taking responsibility. And it was just so sweet to see him because he wasn't trying to be naughty. He listened to her. Another thing, he could have go away, and spoilt the whole thing. But, he wasn't going to do something that she didn't want. And it's a powerful young woman. And I just thought that was brilliant, absolutely brilliant.
Yeah, look at her face there. Goodness me.
Yes, she can't bear it. But she waited, and she was quite right, because if she kept on doing it, she'd have got very, very annoyed. But she waited until the anthem came on, and she knew absolutely this is the part, this is the best bit. This he must not mess about in under any circumstances. So she made herself upright first. She didn't sort of slip to one side, and he listened. And I thought, it was delicious, really delicious.
He's allowed to be naughty, isn't he? He's the youngest,
Yeah,
and
he's a young boy. Yes, you can't expect him to be marvelous all the time. But the other two actually haven't been difficult, but it's a different personality. So you just take that into care and make sure that you save the most important things for them. Actually, when I saw him last year at the church, and with the singing, and he was completely different. He didn't hold hands with anyone, and he walked very strictly and very superbly, shoulder back. He had a tie on for the first time. I wondered whether it was the tie. I think it was the first time. And he marched very well, and he went into the car before anybody else. And he was. So I think this is going to be a changed Louis this year.
Oh, well, I can't wait to see it. Now, look, moving on to Angela Levin's next Royal Mastermind Award, the most surprising moment of 2024. And this was another real worrying one. Princess Anne, seriously injured in a horse accident. This is how the news was revealed to the world.
Let's bring you some breaking news now, and this coming into us. The Royal Princess Anne has sustained minor injuries and concussion following an incident on the Gatcombe Park estate yesterday evening. We're hearing that Her Royal Highness remains in Southmead Hospital, that's in Bristol, as a precautionary measure for observation and is expected to make a full and swift recovery.
Angela Levin, this was really worrying. And actually, as usual with the royal family, it really was much worse than the initial announcement made it out to be.
Yes, it was. We always think that Princess Anne is going to be there. She's always there for the king. She was always there when he was small and when he was prince. And so you feel that you can rely on her 100%, so that if anything needs to be done, she's the one. No saying, well, I'm a bit sorry, I've got something else to do. So to hear that she was taken to hospital, and over the first few days, to hear that it was much, much worse, that she didn't have a memory about it, and that she was quite ill, and her husband went to be with her. I think he came with a big bag, so probably food. So you think, well, good, at least she should be able to eat the sort of things that she wants. She had had it before in 1976, but she hadn't lost her memory so much as she has this time. And she didn't know what had happened. Not at all. It must be deeply frustrating that you've had this, kick in the face of, I don't know where it happened. I think she had some bruising much later that we could see, that she was attacked by a horse. I don't know why. I'm sure it was nothing that she did, because she's so used to horses and she loves them so much. But it was very, very difficult there, and that she was off more than she wanted to be. She had to cancel some engagements, which we knew made her very angry. But she did actually slowly get better. And it was just the fact that, we're all vulnerable. Here we are, extremely well, lots of energy, ready to help. And then suddenly, boom, it can all disappear.
Indeed. No, very, very good point. And thank goodness she was okay.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for watching Dan Wootton Outspoken. Please click on my face just to the bottom left to subscribe to this brand new independent news source and turn on the notification bell so you'll be alerted to our brand new live shows, uncancelled interviews, and special royal episodes. Outspoken is also now available as a podcast, so you can listen to the show every weekday on the go, wherever you are.